We did not see it in a prior filing. We wish we had known about it earlier. The Jackson family's lawyer taken aback by today's news. A will signed by Michael Jackson in 2002 has been filed now with an LA court. And actually, a lot of people may be taken aback by what's in that will. CNN's Don Lemon joins us live from Los Angeles with the latest on that front. And Don, also, who's not in the will, we should probably say.
Well, Joe Jackson is not in the will. The father is not in the will. And it really doesn't mention any family members other than his mother, Katherine Jackson. And you know, the language is very interesting because it says, I nominate my mother, Katherine Jackson, as guardian of the persons of the state, the persons and estates, such minor children. If Katherine Jackson fails to survive me, it says, or is unable or unwilling to act as guardian, I nominate, get this, Nicole, Diana Ross.
What?
As guardian of the persons and estates of such minor children. Yeah, so if the mother can't take care of the children, and he says he wants Diana Ross to take care of the children. And the only time that it mentions the mother's children, I mean the children's mother, I should say,
Debbie Rowe?
Deborah Jean Rowe, as it says here, is to say that my marriage to Deborah Jean Rowe Jackson has been dissolved. I have 3 children now living, and it mentions all the 3 children, and it says I have no other children living or deceased, and then it goes on to say that he makes no provision for her in this, and it is assumed because at the time when they had those kids that she received some sort of payment or settlement in order that Michael Jackson could have full and complete custody and guardianship of the children. But this will that we have in our hands that we got was drafted and signed on July 7th of 2002. It also mentions, Nicole, Michael Jackson Family Trust, which they said was restated, which I guess that means amended and restated on March 22nd, 2002. So not only is there a will, there's a Michael Jackson Family Trust as well. The more interesting thing, I think, out of all of this, you know, the Diana Ross saying yes, you know, we get that they were friends, and it's a little bit surprising that they're in there. But the people who get complete control of this will, executors, everything that Michael Jackson owns, all of his investments, all of his music rights, everything, would be the executors. And the executors are John Branca, and I'll read it, says, I appoint John Branca, John McClain, Barry Siegel as co-executors of this will. So they get to distribute the money however they want, and then they get to reinvest it. So if there's any money or anything made off of it, they still have complete control of it.
But Don, this was 7 years ago, what, 2002. Could there be another will that was filed after that one, perhaps, that could be considered valid? I mean, doesn't it have to go through this whole validation process anyway?
Yes, they all have to go through what is called probate, and I think you know that. So they all have to be put into probate. So this will, after the will came about, was made like yesterday. It really came about day before yesterday in the evening, but the Jackson family and attorneys didn't see it until yesterday morning. So they had a chance to look over it. She had 30 days to file this will, or anyone had 30 days to file this will after they find it. And then on that 30th date, which was to be August 3rd, they would present it in court. And then whoever came to court can either object to it or say, I have no objections, and then the will would stand as it is. So there is a hearing on July 6th, which is Monday or Tuesday, I forget, when is July 6th? Monday or Tuesday, I forget which day it is, but there is a date set for that, where they were just going to do some paperwork, do some signing off on the temporary guardianship, so that's on Monday. Now that they believe that this will has come into play, it's going to play a much bigger role in that hearing as well. But again, the 30th date, which was August 3rd, that's when people could come in and say, I object to this will, you know, there's another will, or what have you. But at any point, they can present as many wills as they find to court, and then the next person would have 30 days, and then someone can decide to object on that. So, you know, it just goes on and on and on. It's a domino effect. But so far, this is it. And it appears that it has been presented in court, and at least it names his mother, Katherine Jackson, as the guardian of his children, which that will probably be permanent now because that's what this will states. It doesn't make any provision as far as money from her, and it depends on her relationship with John Branca and the rest of these guys as to how much Katherine Jackson and the children will get, if anything.
But help me with this, because I don't have kids and I haven't set up a will yet.
I don't have them either. So.
I don't really know. I mean, if he says his mom takes care of the kids, isn't custody a totally different thing?
Well, custody is a totally different thing, and children, they don't deem children here in California as property. But children, they have the first priority as far as who takes care of them, making sure that they are living in the lifestyle that they've grown accustomed. These kids are never going to be poor. I don't think they'll ever be destitute or they'll want for anything. But the millions and millions and the potential billions of dollars that comes from their father's estate, it's yet to be seen if they're going to get it, what John Branca is going to do with it, what John McClain is going to do with it, what Barry Siegel is going to do with it. That's really left up to the people who are the executors.